Okay, let's talk about generative AI. The hype is everywhere, right? But the real question, the one that actually matters, is it making anyone any real money? Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and get to the hard numbers, all based on a huge global survey of over 2,500 business leaders. So let's just put the question right out there. Is all this buzz, all this investment and energy actually paying off for businesses right now? Well, you might be surprised to hear that the answer is a pretty loud and clear yes. And it all starts with just one single, really powerful number. 74%. I know it's just a number on a screen, but trust me, this number represents a massive shift. This is the figure that proves the hype is actually turning into reality. So what in the world does it mean? Well, here it is, that 74%. That's the percentage of companies already seeing a return on their Gen AI investment. And get this, they're seeing it within the very first year. This isn't some far-off 5-year plan. The ROI is here and it is happening fast. And when I say fast, I mean ridiculously fast. The data shows that a whopping 84% of companies go from just an idea to a live working solution in less than 6 months. That kind of speed is a total game changer, and it leads directly to that 74% ROI we just saw. But it gets even better. For the companies that have been doing this for more than a year, an incredible 87% of them are reporting revenue growth of 6% or even more. And we're not talking about chump change either. The companies seeing this growth are seeing significant growth. Over half of them are seeing a 6 to 10% jump in revenue. And a full third, 1 out of 3, are seeing growth of more than 10%. The message here is crystal clear. When Gen AI hits, it hits big. Okay, so that's the what. Quick ROI, real revenue. But how? How is this actually happening on the ground? Well, the research points to 4 key areas, 4 pillars of value that are really making all the difference. First up, productivity. And honestly, these numbers are just wild. Of the companies that saw productivity gains, almost half of them, 45%, saw their employee productivity at least double. Let that sink in. This isn't about saving a few minutes. This is a complete reinvention of how work gets done, especially for folks in IT and development. The second pillar? That's business growth. Gen AI isn't just an internal tool. It's an engine for bringing in new business. A solid 77% of firms are using it to directly improve how they find leads and win new customers. It's actively opening the front door and inviting new business in. Third, let's talk user experience. You know, where the rubber meets the road with your customers. The impact here is huge. 85% of companies say Gen AI has led to more user engagement. And that's not just fluff. 80% also report higher user satisfaction. So you're looking at happier, more engaged customers, which is the holy grail for any business. And that brings us to our fourth pillar, and this one is an absolute must-have: security. Gen AI is becoming a powerful ally here. A massive 82% of organizations using it for security are seeing better threat identification. That means finding problems faster and building a much stronger defense overall. And this quote from the chief data officer at Macquarie Bank really puts it all in perspective. He says, look, the bad guys are using Gen AI too. So this isn't a choice anymore. It's an arms race. Using AI for defense is becoming totally essential to keep the business and its customers safe. So we know Gen AI is delivering value across the board. But some companies are getting way more out of it than others. The report calls this special group Gen AI leaders. Let's dig into what they're doing that's so different. So who are these leaders? Well, they're defined by 2 things. First, they're all in on deployment. They have at least 4 different Gen AI projects up and running. And second, they're putting their money where their mouth is, investing over 15% of their operating budget into it. It's a pretty small club, making up just 16% of companies worldwide. And here is the absolute key difference. It's all about their goals. See, while most companies are focused on making things a little bit better, more efficient, more productive, the leaders are playing a different game entirely. They're aiming for total transformation. Their top goals are creating brand new products and supercharging innovation. They're not just trying to do the old things better, they're trying to build completely new things. And that bold thinking, well, it has to come from the very top. This quote from a managing director at Deutsche Bank says it all. It takes a conviction call, as he puts it, from the CEO and the board to make these huge bets before the ROI is totally guaranteed. That top-down leadership is what really sets them apart. And if you want proof that this leadership conviction works, Here it is, 9 in 10. That's how many companies with a unified C-suite behind them are seeing revenue growth of 6% or more. It just goes to show, when the leadership team is all on the same page and fully committed, the money follows. Okay, so we've seen the proof, we've seen how it works, and we've seen what the top performers are doing. The big question now is, what's your next move? Well, the report boils it all down into a super clear, actionable guide. It really comes down to 4 key actions. Number 1, get that unified C-suite support we just talked about. Number 2, weave Gen AI into the core of your business. Don't just stick it in a corner. 3, start with some quick wins, maybe in customer service, to build momentum. And finally, number 4, invest in your people. This whole revolution is powered by talent. And let's end on this really powerful thought, adapted from a quote by Sean Shin of Kakao Healthcare. The gains we're seeing right now, they're just the beginning. A 6% revenue bump is amazing today, but as this tech gets better, that could easily be 60%. The transformation isn't a question of if anymore. The only question is, what part are you